So hello students. So I'm Hemavati. I'm handle computer science subject. So if you choose the computer science as your subject, as your own subject of your syllabus, so that will be very benefit to you. So it come under two streams. One is the science stream as well your commerce stream. So if you choose the CS or computer science in your science stream, so you have the way to go for your career. There's a software engineer, right? Engineer you can go for engineer, or else you can take the BCA or MS. You can go through that way also for your engineering or IT field. So if you are interested in the IT field, you can go through that. So or else you can, nowadays you know that, so every technology is advanced now. So if you want to know about the technologies and how it is work as of the generation, so you should learn the computer science, right? So whatever the advanced technology or whatever the any department technologies improved just because of the computer science. In the same way, so we have the computer science in a commerce stream, right? So for the commerce students, they can also become a IT employee, which means they also become a engineers. So through a BCA, they can also opt the BCA and MCA in a future career, which is the higher education field. So that both of them in a commerce stream as well your science stream, so it gives the best benefit for the this subject. So if you are choosing the CS or computer science in your subject, definitely it will be benefit to you all. So I suggest who are taking the science or the commerce, so that is the best way to choose the CS. So in a science stream you can opt PCMB as well PCME. So you using that also, or else by studying that subject you can go for the engineering also. But I'm telling that if you choose the CS, you can easily enter the engineering as well when you are learn the CS subject in your higher studies. So that will be very easy because all the basics you have learned in your PUC. So who all want to go for IT field, so I suggest them, please you can opt the PCMC because that will be helpful for your career. And as well the work of the CS in a commerce stream, so for them also it will be easy to crack the CA and CS exam. Thus I am suggesting for especially who are taking the commerce, so they can easily learn this subject, the CS. So I am suggesting them to please take the CS stream, so in a commerce stream. Okay. So this is about the so what are the career you can of this of the future using the computer science. So it will definitely have the best benefit for you because the nowadays have the all advanced technology that will be helpful for your future. Even though you are not going to study complete computer science in your career, so you are going to some other field in a biology or any other field, but still you have the useful of the computer science because when you are doing the report, right, in your higher education you may have the report, doing report, or you have to do the seminars. So in all such things you need computer science, right? So every technology is based on your computer science. So that's why I am suggesting, so who are taking the or who are want to become any IT employee, which means software field, so they can easily opt this subject, computer science. And this subject is not difficult when you are learning. If you have interest, there is no difficulty in any subject. So in the same way, CS is not difficult for you because it is very easy to learn. So if you learn the CS in a PU level, it will be very helpful your higher studies. So that's why I am suggesting, especially who are taking the IT field, either in a commerce or in a science stream. So both can go for the IT. So that's why I am suggesting the take computer science. Okay. So today I am going to explain the basic concept of the computer. So what are the basic concept, which means the block diagram of a computer, right? So before going any detail in any subject, we have to know the basic concept of the subject, right? So today I am going to do the the block diagram of a computer. Okay, so before going to block diagram of the computer, so let's explain what is computer. Let's explain what is computer, right? So what is computer? So as you all know that computer is a mechanical or it's an electronic machine. So it's a electronic machine. It can accept the data and process the data, and it also produce the data as a output. Right? It accepts the data, it processes the data, and it will give the data as a output. This is a computer. Right? So this is all you study in your basic level. In the sense your school, you are learned that what is computer. It is an electronic device. It can accept the data. It will process the data. Process in the sense it will operate the data. It will do something task in the data, and it produce the data as an output. Data as an output, which means it gives a meaningful result to your particular task or according to your task, right? So that is a computer. We'll see how the block diagram will be look like and how it is work, right? So this is the block diagram of computer. So I don't know whether you seen your school days. So I'm explaining here now. I'm briefly explain. So when you are started the regular class, I will explain in detail. So this is the block diagram of computer, right? So in a computer, what are the hardware you can see? You can see that monitor, CPU, input, which means the keyboard, mouse, and speaker if you have, right? So these are the hardware will connect it to a one pointer, so that make a sense, which means that make any sense. You can do the work for it. You can do the work for it, and it produce the output what you want. It produce the output that will be your output result, right? So this is about the computer, right? So here we'll see how it is work. So first we have to start it with the data. Data, which means from the input unit you can give the data, right? So what is data? So data will be any real fact. Any real fact, which means it can be any number, text, audio, video. So anything can be a data, right? So you are giving the data which is unprocessed. Giving the data which is unprocessed. Unprocessed, which means I want to add the 2 plus 3 now. I want to add the 2 plus 3 now. 2 and 3 are the unprocessed data. 2 and 3 are the unprocessed data. So when you add 2 and 3, what will be the result? It will be the 5. That is a processed data. Processed, which means after adding you will get the result, right? That is a processed data. So before adding we have the some of the information or data that will be the unprocessed data. So here data is a real fact. It can be a text, it can be a number, it can be a audio, video, image. So these can be a data. So from here you are sending to a input unit. So what is input unit then? So what is input unit means? So which hardware can read or will collect the data from the user. Which hardware will collect the data from the user, that will be the input unit. So just think, so what are the hardware in a computer to take the input from user, from you. So what are those? Obviously that's keyboard. So you can give the input data through your keyboard, right? And as well mouse, right? Mouse also, it can be a read your input, which means the user input to a computer. Then scanner. So these are the input unit to read the data from the user. ಯಾವ್ದ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೇಳಿ? Keyboard, mouse, scanner as well joystick. So as of now we are not using joystick as much as, but it is used in gaming. So there is a very rare, there is also one input keyboard, input hardware component. Okay. So what is input now? So input can read the data or collect the data from the user. User means who are the user? Who are working the who are use the computer, they will become a user, right? So now what are the input units? Keyboard, mouse, then scanner. These are the input unit. So once you collect the data, where it will be go? Definitely it will go to a memory to store the data, right? It will go to memory to store the data. So I want to hide the value, that is 2 plus 3. So now I entered 2 and 3 as an input through a keyboard. So this data will go for a memory to store the data. What is memory? So what is memory? So in a computer, the memory is a collect the data and store the data. It will collect the data as well, it will store it, and it will give when the CPU required. It will give to the CPU when it is required, right? So you only know that you are giving the input to a computer, but once you give the input, the data how it is work actually, that is inside of your CPU, right? So you don't know about how the CPU works, right? You don't know about how to work in a CPU. CPU ಏನು work ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. Only you are giving the input. So it doesn't matter to you what's the working inside the CPU. But I'm explaining here how the CPU works inside when you give the input to a computer, and how it will produce the output to you. So that is main important. For as a computer science student, you should know about how it is the computer works inside, which means the CPU works. How the CPU works. So once you give the input, which means the data, so it will store in a memory. So what is memory? Memory will be store the data, and it will give the CPU, which means it will give the data to the CPU when it is required. So okay, it will give to the CPU when it is required. So before that, what it will do? It will store the data. So in a memory we have two types here. You can see that, right? So we have two types. One is the primary and secondary. So what is the meaning of primary and secondary? So primary memory is the main memory of the computer. Primary memory is the main memory of the computer. It is a very high speed. So that is a primary memory. Secondary memory. So it is a secondary memory, which means it is not in the CPU. It is out of the CPU, which means your pen drive, hard disk. These all are the other hardware to connect the computer, right? So you are using the pen drive, CD, DVD, and hard disk. So these are the memory space to store the huge amount of the data, because in a computer inbuilt memory it will be very less, but it will be very high speed memory. So it can't store the huge amount of the memory. So we want additional memory storage devices that are hard disk, DVD, CD, pen drive. So these are come under the memory, but still it is out of from CPU, right? So this secondary memory, that memory device is called as a secondary memory. The primary memory, which means a built-in memory in the CPU. That's why it is called as a main memory. That's why it is called as a main memory. Okay. So in primary memory we have two types, RAM and ROM. RAM and ROM. So I hope you heard these letters or you heard this word RAM and ROM, right? So that is come under primary memory. So what is RAM? What is ROM? So RAM is a random access memory. ROM is a read-only memory. So the primary memory is a permanent memory. Sorry, it's a temporary memory. Secondary memory is a permanent memory. Okay. So why now? This is also temporary memory. Primary is a permanent memory. Actually, primary is a permanent memory. Secondary is a temporary memory. So why you called as a primary is a permanent memory? So in a primary I said that two types, that is a RAM and ROM. So what is the ROM? It will store read-only memory. So you can store the data in a ROM. So you can't store actually, but it is as a built-in memory. So it has a built-in memory. So it's already stored some of the information in a ROM. So you can't remove it. You can't remove it. Which means what? So when you start the computer, so all the software will be uploaded to a memory and you will start with the computer. So this uploaded software, right? The OS, operating system, and the application. So what are the application you are using in a computer, that all are stored in a ROM. So that's why it is called as a permanent memory. So once you stored, so can you remove the OS from the memory? So you can remove, you can change the OS, but you can't permanently delete your OS. Okay, and as well the input output, the hardware connection information all are under or all are stored in the ROM. So that's why you can't remove any of the information of hardwares. So that's why it is a permanent memory, which is primary memory is a permanent memory, secondary memory is a temporary memory. So whatever the data is stored in a secondary memory, which means the hard disk, pen drive, DVD, CD, you can remove it. You can remove it. So which means you can delete and you can rewrite on the any data on it, right? So but in a primary memory you can't remove the any data from the RAM or ROM. That's why it's a permanent memory. So the memory, how it is look like in a computer, which means, so it's look like cell. It look like cells. The memory is a set of cells. Each cell is called as a memory location. Each cell is called as a memory location. This memory location is represented or activated by the binary values. These memory cells or memory location, it can be activated by binary values, that is 0 and 1. That is 0 and 1. So you will know about what is binary values, how it is works in a later classes. Okay. So the primary, so when you come to the memory concept, what is memory? Memory is store the data, right? Collect the data and store the data, and it will give the data to a CPU when it is required. So this memory is a set of a cell. It called as a memory location. So this memory location can store the data by using the binary values, that is 0 and 1. So in a memory we have the two types, that is a primary memory and secondary memory. So what is primary memory? It's a main memory of the computer, right? So it is a built-in memory, it is very high speed, and it contains the two type of memory, that is RAM and ROM. It is called as a permanent memory because whatever the data is stored in a ROM, so you can't delete or you can't remove the data easily, even the RAM also. And the secondary memory is a memory, you can store the huge amount of the data in the secondary memory. Yes. So what are those the secondary memory? That is a hard disk, pen drive, CD, DVD, these are the secondary memory. Okay. So now I said the 2 and 3. So where it is stored in a primary memory. So here store the 2 and 3 with a plus operator. Now the data is stored in a memory. Okay. So once you give that data through a input device, so it will store in a memory. So after that it will go for the CPU. Okay, this is the CPU. What is CPU full form? Central Processing Unit, right? So in the CPU we have the two units. There is the arithmetic logic unit and control unit. We have the two units. There is arithmetic logic unit and control unit. So you know about CPU is the brain of the computer, right? CPU is the brain of the computer. Why it is called as brain of the computer? Because complete operation or complete work of the computer, it is controlled by CPU. It will be controlled by CPU. That's why it is called as the brain of the computer. CPU is the complete operation of the computer can be controlled by CPU. That's why it is called as the brain of the computer. So we have the two units, that is arithmetic logic unit and control unit. So what is arithmetic logic unit will do? So by naming, telling, by name says, arithmetic name says it will do the some arithmetic operation, and the logic name says it will do the logic operation. Okay, arithmetic logic unit, which means it will do the operation of arithmetic as well the logic operation. So what is the arithmetic operation? Obviously that is the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These all are the arithmetic operation. So what are the logic operation then? Logic operation, we have the three logic operation that are and, or, and not. These are the logic operator. And, or, not. These are the logic operator. It gives the output as a in the form of true or false. It gives the output result in the form of true or false. That's why it is called as a logic unit. Okay, it gives the logic. There is and or not. So as of now, you no need to in depth of this topic. So you will learn that in the latest topics. So just know about. So what is the logic? There is logic are and or not. These are the logic. It will give the result in the form of true and false. Arithmetic, that is that is in the form of mathematical arithmetic, which means addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. So this all operations come under by this unit. Okay. Then next one is the control unit. What the control unit will do? Obviously control unit will control the operation of the CPU and any other devices. Any other devices, which means that it may be memory, it may be input device, it may be output device. So the complete operation, I said right, CPU will be control the complete operation of the computer. So which unit is actually controlling, which means that's a CPU, control unit. So this control unit will control the overall performance of the computer, as well it will communicate each hardware of the computer to give the information, as well it take the information, which means it will send the information when it required, when devices required. So now I am telling that memory required the processing data. So memory requires the processing data. So the control unit will send that processing data to the memory at exact time. So many times we are telling that computer will work in a fraction of second. How it will be do the fraction of second? Which means each and every microsecond it will control unit synchronize the different devices. It will synchronize as the different devices. When I give the input to the from the input unit, I am giving the data to the input unit. So this CPU will be what it will do. It will telling the input unit to store the data to a memory. So which means here the control unit will synchronize the input device, that is a keyboard, to the memory device, that will synchronize the time there. Right? So how the control unit works, which means it will be control the overall operation of the computer, and as well it will synchronize the every component in the computer works. Right? It will synchronize the every component of the computer with the time. That is the computer works. CPU works. Okay. So this contains the ALU and CU. It also contains the register. So it will register. It is the one type of the memory, but store in a CPU, not in a in a memory device. Okay, so you will learn it that register topic in a later classes. Okay, here, so I store the 2 and 3 here in a memory now. So it will store in a primary memory. It is not stored in a secondary memory. Okay, so when you are working, when you want to work the any operation or any task, that data will be stored in a primary memory. Okay, so this data is stored in a primary memory, that is 2 and 3, that I want to be at this value. So it will send to a CPU now. It will send to a CPU now. So where it come? From where it come? From it will come from memory. So where it will go? It will go for ALU unit. Why ALU? It will go for ALU because 2 plus 3 is the arithmetic operation. 2 plus 3 is the arithmetic operation. That's why it is go for ALU, right? So what is ALU? It will do the arithmetic logic operation unit, which means it will do the arithmetic and logic operation. That's why it go for ALU. So once it enter the ALU, data will be what? Data will be here. Take the processor. Here take the processing of the data, that is 2 plus 3 is equal to what? 5. So it will add this data because it happening here. What is happening here? The arithmetic operation is taking, right? So it gives the result, that is a 5. So once it gives the result, it will send back this value to a memory. Again it will send back the result to a memory. So again it will store in a primary memory, that is the values of 5. Okay, so once the operation is done in the CPU, again this result information will be stored in a memory. Again is sent back to a memory itself. When the user is required, then it will pop it out on a screen or in a output devices. Okay, so here, so once you done with all the operation, again it will store in the memory devices. And it will go to a output unit. Output unit in the sense output devices. So what is the output device or output unit? So the information result is come from the output devices, right? So what are the output devices? Speaker, monitor, right? And printer. These are the output devices. Speaker, monitor and printer. These are the output devices. So now I want to print this value file to a monitor, right? Monitor alli print ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, which means it will give the result. It will give the result that you can see that result, which means the user can see the result from the output devices. So then what is the information? So the file is the information. The file is the information. Why it is the file is information? The data is the unprocessed data. Data is an unprocessed value. So 2 plus 3 you are giving, this is unprocessed data. But in the information what you will get? You will get the result. Alva? You will get the result. That is the information. Data is unprocessed, but information is a processed data. So data is unprocessed data. So information is a processed data that give the result, which means that gives the complete information, right? So that is a result, or you can say that the information. This is completely about the operation of the computer, which means the block diagram will explain complete operation of the computer. I hope you understood complete about the block diagram of the computer, as well the each and every part of the computer, which means the hardware. So what is computer now? Computer is an electronic device. It can accept the data, process the data and give the data as a result, right? So here we have the 4 types of the component. The one is the input device, second one is the output device, then memory and CPU. That's a 4 component. Okay. So what is the input devices? Mouse, keyboard and scanner joystick. These are the input devices. You can accept the data from here, right? You can give the info data or input through a keyboard or mouse, right? So it accepts the data or read the data here. It will store in a memory. In a memory we have the 2 types. There is a primary and secondary memory. In a primary memory we have the 2 types, RAM and ROM. So primary memory is a permanent memory. Why? The data is once you store, you can't delete, right? You can't remove, which means you whatever the data you are giving is not going to store. but built-in data is already stored in a ROM and RAM. So you can't going to remove that information. That's why it's a permanent memory, secondary memory, which means so it is a store the use amount of the data you can remove. That's why it is a temporary memory. So once the data is stored in a memory unit, it will operate it or it will synchronize with the CPU. What is CPU? Central Processing Unit. So it's called as a brain of the computer because it controls the whole operation of your computer. And in a CPU we have the two units, there is a ALU, that is a arithmetic logic unit, and CU is a control unit. So what is the arithmetic logic unit will do? It will do the arithmetic and logic operations. Control unit, it will control the complete operation of the computer, as well it will synchronize the each hardware with each other. Okay, which means they communicate the each component together. Okay, so there is a CPU, and after all the processing, the result will be can display from the output device. So what are the output devices? Monitor, speaker, and printer. These are the output result. So information, which means is a processed data, which means is the unprocessed data. So I hope you all understood this concept very well. So students, you can easily learn the computer science subject if you are opt in your career or in your subject. So I hope you all understood this concept as well. It will be useful to you. So thank you for all.